radio, building dreams and achieving more, telling it just like it is. Most of all, keeping it real. Are you ready for real talk? Changing lives and communities. Real talk. Saving all our families. Real talk. Bringing hope for you and me. Real talk. Real talk with Judy. Real talk with Judy on the radio. Real talk with Judy. Real talk with Judy on the radio.
Well, good morning and welcome to another hour of the Real Talk with Judy live radio show. I am Dr. Judy, your Real Talk hostess, and I want to thank you all so very much for joining me this morning. I am so excited about today's topic about empowering and motivating you. Today is going to be a great day of empowerment for you. I promise you. So if you would, do me a favor, even before we get started, go ahead and contact, tag, email, share, and get people on here, because today we're going to speak to your heart about your dreams. I believe it. I'm excited. And listen, go do it right now while I do my introduction and all of my hellos. And the first one is going to be hello to my mama. My mama, Mother Dr. Irma Hunter Wesley down in Fort Lauderdale. She is doing well. Everyone is always asking me how my mom is doing. My mom is doing very well. And I know it's because of God and the prayer, the effectual, fervent prayers of the righteous. They avail much. And she is doing well because God is faithful. I always talk to her in the morning time. Every morning, my sister Tanya called and let me, and we talk. But y'all, I left home at age 18 and came to college. And from age 18 up until right now, I talk to her a little less now. I talk to her now about 3 times a day. But I would talk to my mom 4 or 5 times a day ever since I left college. I don't know if she was trying to be a GPS tracker. I just thought about that, Pastor. She must be trying to track me to see where I was.
Probably needed to be tracked.
I probably did, because I probably did back then, didn't I, Pastor?
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Oh, you want to say it like that? Yeah. I was something else, I'm telling you. I was ruling family. Let me tell you something. I had a good time while I've been having a good time in life. I'm going to enjoy life for real. But thank you all so very much for keeping her in your prayers, okay? Thank you. Don't stop. Continue to pray for her. Continue to pray for her as she continued. She told me the other day she got up and walked to her bed by herself, and that's been one of her dreams. You know, she could walk and everything. My sister and my niece just make sure that they're there and they help her. But she said she got up out that chair and got in her bed by herself. Man, that was a great accomplishment. Things that we take for granted, right? But want to thank God. Y'all continue to pray for her. I appreciate y'all for doing that. That means a lot to me. You pray for my mama, that means a lot to me right there. And y'all see who I have in the studio with me. He's going to be here. That is my husband, Gerald Mandrell. And what's today? Today is the 8th. The 9th.
I don't know. So
yeah, today is the 8th.
The 8th, yeah.
So the 8th. So that's 9 days from now. Mm-hmm. We will be celebrating 43 years of marriage.
Wow, isn't that wonderful?
Oh, man. How you feel about that, Mr. Mandrell?
I feel great. I mean, it's a great accomplishment. And I'm thankful to God that he allowed us to attain it. You know, it's just something that you hope for in your life, and God definitely made it happen to us.
Yeah.
So it is possible. I just want to let people know it is possible.
Yeah.
You don't have to have a miserable marriage. You make it the joy that you want.
That's it. And guess what? There's a song or something that said, take 2 to tango. It takes 2 to make a marriage good. You oftentimes hear people say, if the woman does that, and make her husband, well, it's vice versa too. If the man do that, It takes both of them. They ain't the woman responsibility always just to make the man happy or
That's true.
give him his stuff. Would you agree with that, Pastor?
Definitely. And the Bible teaches even that the man should celebrate the wife of his youth.
That's right.
That's you should love her and promote her and strengthen and encourage her. So the greater responsibility I take is even yet on the husband to make sure that his wife is happy.
And he always says that. That's what he teaches to the men. And I tell the women, if you got a good man who is serving and doing the best he can, hear me. This is not what we're talking about today, but doing the best he can, not you comparing him to Denzel Washington and all them folks. You don't know what's going on in that man. We found all that out, didn't we? But y'all just love each other for who each other is. And somebody asked us the other day, what has kept us for 43 years, and Pastor stated, not trying to change somebody into what you want, because if you do, that ain't the person you fell in love with. Okay, so that didn't cost you anything. That right there was for free. And so, but we want to thank you all so very much. Pastor, thank you for being here. Thank you just for all your love and support and encouragement. Again, to all of those who are coming on, those who will see this later, I want to thank you all so very much for coming on and being a part of the Real Talk with Judy live radio show. You joined us when we were in Jamaica. I want to thank you. That was a good show. And the following day, the guy who came on from Jamaica came back, and he said, "Are we doing the show again today?" No, man, you're not doing the show again today. All right. But he really enjoyed himself. They were honored that I did the show live at their resort. That's the Dunn's River. Sandals Resort, and they were thrilled that I did it there. And I want to say thank you to this great audience. I want to say thank you to Priscilla John Louis for all that she does with me in marketing and producing the Real Talk with Judy show. But I must pause right here to say thank you, Priscilla, for every single thing you did to make the book signing top notch. I have heard that it has been one of the best. And check this out, in competition with nobody, just doing what we do, right? But to have people like Priscilla and Danette and Carolyn and those who have made this thing happen, I want to say thank you so very much. Priscilla, your eye to excellence, your details on these posters, these flyers, the banner. I want to say thank you so much for every single post, everything, y'all. She did so much behind the scene, so much. And Priscilla, I want to thank you from the depth of my soul. That step and repeat was done by Dr. Tawanda Davis before she went to Africa. She wanted to make sure that I had that in place. And Danette, who came in and made sure, she and Priscilla, while we were away to Jamaica, making sure everything happened. Kimmy Johnson, who is my publisher, y'all. And y'all just stay tuned. We got so much on the horizon. I think being in the TNL Performing Arts Center unleash.d or put some more ideas and stuff. Y'all should have your lunch there. I don't even know if the man open for lunch, but y'all should just go in that atmosphere. It is a place that helps. What I want to say, Pastor, that helps release or cause your dream to come into fruition. It is a place of creativity. Sometimes you need to just be in an atmosphere, and that's what Doc D has set up with Tallahassee Night Live Performing Arts Center, and he gave me the best. His service, the atmosphere, the stage, just everything. And then when you bring in your own stuff, it adds to it. Doc D, thank you. Thank you so very much. I love the Tallahassee Night Performing Arts Center. And I tell you, you have an event or you doing something, take it there, man. Take it there. And you got to pay. Everything can't be free. You got to pay. You're going to pay to use the City Center. You're going to pay to use the Moon. You're going to pay to use, what is it called, the Champion Club. You're going to pay. Why not pay Darius Baker at TNL on the South Side? Come on, we got a beautiful facility over on the south side. Am I promoting it? Yes. Why? Because Dot D has been in my life like this right here for 9 years. And he is not just a program director that put you on the radio and play your program. He's not probably no. He will sit and listen and talk and help you dream. That's what you need. That to me is a program director. And I was talking with Bishop Antonio Wimberly today, and I told him I don't know what I do without that D. And he said, me either. And Chris Lowe, man, thank you all so very much. I got so many people to thank, but I just want to thank you all who made this so good. It was not a one woman show. Kimmy helped me dream. She helped me birth it. My sister Cindy helped me develop it. I mean, it was just there. Keith Rogers, man, that Keith Rogers is a monster of a talker. He just say stuff. And you know what he did? He came, but he made sure that everything that I wanted and that I didn't know that I needed, even in how to take pictures and how to put that. That's what it's about. Vaughn Wilson and Thais, his wife, man, they came back that night to be with me, came back from the game to do my music. I love how he does the music. And he came back to be there. Assistant city manager Cynthia Barber got off the road, changed clothes, and came. All of this goes. This is wow. This is wow. Commissioner Carolyn Cummins, Commissioner Curtis Richardson, the chief of staff. I got Dr. Gilmore of the Leon County Sheriff. And see, I'm going to get in trouble right here. Right. The superintendent of school, Rocky Hanna, his mama and daddy, man, Talithia. It was, see, I'm going to get in trouble right here because I'm leaving out people. It was so many people there. It was, and y'all, let me tell you something. Because of the people from out of town, my sister Tanya had people calling from all over, everywhere, buying books. My sister Cindy in Scotland, people buying books. Y'all, it took everybody to that. My uncle Skip, my auntie Barbara, my cousin was there, Life Changer was there, other pastors from the city was there, people was there, and I say thank you. And my husband was there like a little kid, smiling, taking pictures, And when you have a spouse that can support you like that, only thing you can do is tell God thank you. And Gerald, I want to say on the radio, amongst all these thousands of people, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. And I saw Kayla John Lewis. Man, that girl, Kayla John Lewis, is busting, oh my God, the School of Journalism open. She is, Scott, she is doing so. I love that girl. But let me tell you, she sacrificed, because y'all, she's timely, but she sacrificed to come to take pictures and to be there. I don't take that lightly because she's very studious now. She's gonna get her work, but she was there. Kaylin, thank you to everybody. I'm gonna try to remember everybody, but it's hard to remember over 100 people selling all over. Kimmy told me that I should have got 500 books. I wish I would have, but we would have sold over 500. And guess what? Some of you could not make it, but you know what? I know your heart. Some of you could not make it, but I know your heart. I know your heart is with me. I know your heart is there. Kimmy said that she looked in the audience and she saw me smiling, but what she also saw was over 100 people there with authentically supporting me. And I want to say to everybody, thank you. Daryl Jones. I mean, if I keep going, it's just going to mess up. Daryl Jones was there. It was phenomenal. Sharon Varian. Everybody. It was just too many people to name. But I want to say thank you. And because of that, my husband told me when we were in Jamaica, my husband said, Judy, you know what? You showed up for you. He said, you showed up for yourself. Elaborate on that a little bit, sweetheart.
Well, even in a sense, what your book is about, show up for you. And as you were speaking, you were saying how, we show up for everybody else, and you definitely supported and promoted some of everybody else. But I say this was your opportunity now to shine. You really, the book is an expression of your heart, of really what you promote other people to do and to become. And it was, I guess we can say, an illustration or an example.
Yeah.
So you're not just saying that, you're showing it, and you're demonstrating to them even yet how to show up for themselves.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Hello, Kaylin and Stephanie. So glad to have y'all on. You know what? That's exactly it, Pastor, because I had someone to call me who was reading the book. And they said that when they started reading it and then they saw the activities or the reflection that I had them to do, they're like, oh, you're making me work. And what it is, you all, let me tell you, you got to see it before you see it, but you got to work at it too. You got to put in some work. Today, what I'm going to talk about is dreams do come true. Follow God's plan. Follow God. God has a blueprint. He has a plan for your life. And I want everyone to know, if I can do it, if anybody else can do it, you can do it. This book has been in me to be birthed for years. Different ones calling and saying that they remember me talking to them. Everything has been about show up for you, because I need y'all to understand it is okay to show up for yourself. You know, sometime in the and I have to say in the church, because I've heard this for years, that you're selfish if you're trying to do something for you. They say you're selfish, or you're trying to grandstand, or you're pushing yourself up. But guess what, y'all? Good afternoon, Mary, Pastor Mary. You're not selfish. The Bible says, love your neighbor as you love yourself. Do unto others as you will have others do unto you, right? Mm-hmm. And you can love nobody more than you love you. Mm-hmm. You can't, if you want someone to treat you some kind of way, treat yourself like that. You know why people are disrespectful to people sometimes? Because you don't respect yourself. Respect yourself. There's certain things I'm not gonna do because I don't want to make Judy look bad. I don't want to make Judy look bad. And so there's certain things I'm not gonna do. Pastor Phyllis, God bless you. There's certain things I'm not gonna do because I don't want to make me look bad. Mm-hmm. And so with that in mind, it helps others not treat me bad. Mm-hmm. It helps others not treat me bad. And so I want you to know today, dreams do come true. And I'm going to use, but before I get into that, I got all excited about speaking this into you. I want to say happy birthday to my brother, Dennis Powell. Happy birthday. I want to say happy birthday to my nephew, Dwayne. Their birthday is October the 9th. That's tomorrow, isn't it? Their birthday is tomorrow. And to Deacon James Seabrooks, one of our deacons at our church, his birthday was Saturday, I think. I want to say happy birthday to everybody having a birthday. Happy birthday. Celebrate yourself. I have a little girl at our church. She's 6 years old. And so she's made all A's, 2 B's, and a C. She asked me Sunday if I was proud of her. I said, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. I'm going to take you to get something to eat. You know what that little girl told me she wanted to go, Pastor?
What?
She said, yes, let's have a big meal at Crafty Crab. I said, girl, you 6, you eat McDonald's. She said, not when I'm celebrating. She said, what parents, how y'all raising these children? Come on, she don't eat McDonald's when she's celebrating. And guess what? We're going to go to Crafty Crab because she's done well. But this is what I want y'all to understand. Today, Pastor, I want to look at our dreams do come true. Follow God. Follow God's plan for your life. God got a blueprint for you. Okay? And the phrase dreams do come true is a timeless sentiment that encapsulates the human spirit enduring hope and aspiration. It suggests that our desires, vision, and goals, often nurtured in our dreams, can indeed manifest in reality. That's what it's all about. God gives us dreams. He give us the desires of our heart. Hey, Robin, that's my older sister. God put these dreams in us, y'all. And then he give us what Steve Harvey stated was an imagination. And then we take those imaginations and we make them big. Stephanie, bring that book out. Bring that book out. Contact Kimmy Johnson. I'm telling everybody, if you want to write a book, contact Kimmy Johnson. She is a Purpose Path Publishing. She's absolutely good. Keith Rogers can give you some words to go, and he'll look at it and say, no, don't do it like that, Pastor. Pastor, let me show you what I see. And so, man, get these people on your team. And sometimes God will change the team for the next level. I'm telling you, I never knew some people would be in my life on this level. But I ain't letting nobody go. I'm sure riding with them. I'm sure riding with them. Okay, so we're gonna look at Joseph, y'all. We're gonna look at Joseph. Because sometimes the path to realizing our dream is often complex and filled with challenges. Hey, Robin and Mama. So glad y'all on. Hey, Mama. That's my older sister and my mama. Okay. And yes, Pastor, that's it. Put that comment up there. Yeah, I've been wearing a short for you t-shirt for a long time. I've been wearing it because y'all, I want y'all to know it is real. I feel this in my soul. Okay, so we're going to look at Joseph for a moment. I want to give you some plan. Pastor, there's something that you always say. A lot of people say, don't tell people your dream. Don't tell people what's going on in your dream. Don't tell them what's happening with you. You know, they often people say that. And you don't say that.
No. No, I encourage to tell your dreams. To tell your dreams because your dreams become your testimony. And if you, especially if you have faith in God, you know that God has birthed it on the inside of you, speak it into existence. You know, tell people about it. So when it happens, they have evidence that God really inspired you and that God really promoted you. Because God gives that dream and he give it to you for you to bring it into fruition. So, you know, even in the same sense that you're talking about Joseph, a lot of people say that favor isn't fair. And I don't believe that.
No, sir.
I believe that favor is fair.
Yes, sir.
Because if God gives the favor, for you to say it's not fair, you're saying that he's not fair. But he is fair in everything that he does. He's fair and he's just. So therefore, he give you a dream and he wants you to declare it. For you, now you will prove the source of your dream.
Yes.
You will prove the power of your dream. And you will prove the authority of your dream. So, you know, we believe in speaking. We believe in the power of words, you know, because you are either condemned or you are blessed by your words in your mouth, in your tongue, from across your tongue. You can speak life and death. So therefore, speak your dream, declare your dreams, talk about your dream, envision your dream for it to happen, for it to come to fruition. I think you telling your dreams is actually putting blood into the life of your dreams and help bringing it to alive and help bringing it into fruition. And, you know, even though it may take a period of time, may take a whole lot of opportunities, still declare it and still speak it. And I believe that if your dream or the vision that God has given you, if it's truly from God, it's really going to outlive you. And it's going to live longer than you because it's a God-inspired thing. You know, it's not something that you're just wishing or hoping, but it's something that's God-inspired. And that's one thing that we have to do. We have to learn to be able to separate what God gives us from what we want.
Yeah. And Pastor, I believe to add to that, God gives us dreams and vision, y'all. And then he allows us to build up on what he's given to us. And so that's where we come into place. He like he gave me to write the book, right? But then there are things that I had to put in. So just about everything that you're doing He give you the blueprint, and then you have to work it. There is some sweat and tears and stuff that you have to put into it. It's not just gonna be God gonna say, okay, go build a house. And then he's gonna say abracadabra. No, you got to put the rooms in the house. You got to design how you want the house to go, where you want the pool to be. You have to put it in there. You have to put it. That's right, Stephanie. You write the vision, write what you see. You got to have an imagination, y'all, but the dreams come true. But you got to see it. You got to see it before you see it. And you got to work it. Sometimes things don't move because you ain't working it. And you got to be honest with yourself and say, what am I putting into this? What am I putting into this? What did I do? And if it's not working, then you have to look at it and see, what am I not doing? You can't put it on, especially if you're the leader of anything. If it ain't working, it's you. What are you putting into it? That comes from something I'm reading in class. What are you putting into it? You have to put it in. You have to put in the work. You got to see it. Then you got to dream it. You dream it. You build on it. How am I going to do this? I look at that sign that Doc D got in front of his place, and it was he got the wood or something from, I don't remember the whole story, but he got the wood or something from somebody. Never built something like that, if my understanding is correct. But you have to pass by there to see that sign. But he could have looked at the other wood that the people had, but if he never would have worked it, it never would be there. We're sitting here in a station right now that was nowhere near this. It was just an AM station. But he had a dream. Y'all got to see this. You got to see it. Your dream got to be seen, and then you got to work it. You have to work it. God is not going to work it. He's not. You got to work it. Jesus had to go to the cross. God ain't go, but he had to work it. All right. My mama said I'm right. My mama said I'm right. That's my advisor. She's talking to my sister today. I love that. But you got to work it. You like to work it. And let me tell you this. Let me give you a couple of spiritual lessons. Pastor, you could jump in on here as we talk about. Let me give you a couple of spiritual lessons from Joseph. Number one, y'all, he had two dreams. And he told them to his brother. He told them to his dad, his parent. His dad pondered it in his mind. His brothers became jealous and they hated Joseph. Joseph was the son of his old age. Rebecca and Joseph. Yeah, that was their first child. Jacob. But let me and I'm going to talk about this in here too. I do. Let me go in order so I can give you as much as I can. Okay, and the reason why I want to talk about Joseph is because we can draw so many practical, encouraging, and life-changing ideas from him. So, idea number one, I want lesson number one from Joseph. If y'all taking notes, and I'm going to say for now on, y'all bring pen and paper. My job is to push you into where you want to go. And y'all stay to the end because we're going to pray. We're going to pray for the people in Tampa and Fort Myers and all of those people. And we believe God. A lady told us last night, God would not turn the storm. God cannot change a storm. Honey, he was 10 miles from Tallahassee. Helene was 10 miles from Tallahassee. And you can say what you want. I am a believer God turned it. We don't want it to, we want it to dissipate. That mean we want to destroy. We don't want it to hurt anybody. We don't want that storm to go to the east, north, south, or west. Lesson number one, God's dreams for you can make others uncomfortable. God's dream for you can make others uncomfortable. That's what happened with Joseph. It can make others uncomfortable. Okay? It can produce some unfavorable backlash. Joseph did not have a big leadership or anything. But when he had his dream, there's no evidence that he didn't know what it meant either. He was just sharing the dream. He didn't know what it meant.
Mhm.
His father had an indication, but Joseph didn't know.
Mhm. And I was glad to find out that Joseph was, especially in comparison to his brother, he was a child.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, being a child, he had childlike faith. He had not been, I would say, polluted by unrighteous thinking. And I'm glad that he didn't just dream it once, because if he just dreamt it once, to me, they have validity then of accusing him of being arrogant. But he dreamt it a second time. So therefore, maybe that's something that we should consider. If we just have a one-time dream, maybe we need to question whether or not that's really of the Lord. But God gave him that dream a second time, which let him know, hey, two is the number of witness.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, God even yet birthed into him the witness of what he has shown them this first time.
Yeah, and Pastor, you were just talking. What came to my mind, the second dream was even more enhanced than the first dream.
Mm-hmm.
So the first dream he give you is he give you that part, maybe at level 2, and then he give you that second dream to enhance it.
Mm-hmm.
He keeps building up on it and building up on it. And Joseph did not have the dream for himself.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, go read all of it. Starting at Genesis 37, go read all of it. But his brothers were angry of him, so much so they called him Joseph the dreamer. For them, it was no means a compliment. But because we have read the whole story, we can now understand that in actuality, it was a compliment. But when they said it, it wasn't, right? It didn't say it. Let me give you point number 2. Because I'm not gonna be able to finish all. I'm trying to get to all of these points. All right. Nothing stops God's plan. Nothing stops God's plan. Your dream's gonna come true. You just got to follow God's blueprint. Nothing stops God's plan. Nothing. Okay. You can go to the dungeon. You can go to the pit. You could go to prison. You could go wherever. Nothing stops God's plan for your life. Nothing. 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 Joseph's brothers tried to destroy God's plan for his life by selling him into slavery. Okay. That action served him. This is the second lesson from Joseph's life. People's jealousy or actual attempts to stand in your way would never, ever make a difference to what God has in store for you. Hear me what I'm telling you. People's jealousy or actual attempts to stand in your way would never, ever make a difference to what God has in store for you. They can't stop you because they can't stop God.
Yeah, and let me say this, and the Lord just gave this thought to me. The reason why he gave Joseph the dream, because Joseph had the capability of giving birth to that dream. If he wanted any of the others to have it, they would have had the capability of birthing it, but they couldn't birth it. So whatever God gives to you, he has already put in you the power and the ability to bring it to fruition. So therefore, that dream was designed specifically for him. The issue they had was when they said, well, you're saying that we're going to bow to you. And that's just something that they could not imagine. And, that kind of like made their hatred even greater, because they said, we weren't going to bow to you.
Yeah.
But what happened? They end up having to bow to him. Not that he made them or required them to bow, but they bowed because of their circumstances and their condition. But God put in Joseph, he put in him that ability to bring that dream to fruition, because he had the temperament to deal with the prison. He had the temperament to deal with others lying against him. He had the temperament of keeping himself unspotted and untainted. He had all the right qualities that God needed for him to bring birth to that dream. And it was that dream that actually brought preservation to the children of Israel.
Pastor, one of the things I believe is that Joseph had to go through all of those lessons to learn all of those things you just said, for all of those things to be built up in him. Because I believe, I will go back and read it, but I believe Joseph at one time was angry about this, because I think when they came, he wasn't angry anymore, but it did bother him. It bothered him. And I just want you all to know, my belief is we have to get to these points. Some things just don't happen. Like when people lie on you and all this kind of stuff, that stuff bother you, but you learn how to keep going. Moses struck the rock because he got so angry with those, and then he missed the promised land. So you have to be careful what you do while you're waiting for things to come. And you have to be around mature people. You have to be around mature people who have gone through the. I don't share downfall moments with people who act like they ain't never had a downfall moment. I don't. If a person act like they never felt angry and never want to slam the door, I can't do that. Because you can't relate to me. You can't relate to me. I'm angry and mad. I want to bust somebody's side of their head. Yeah, I said that. I want to bust somebody's side of their head. And you've never been there. You can't help me. Because I need to know. And that's what I like about Jesus. That's what I like about God, that he put it in the Bible. He have Jesus. Jesus got angry. And more than throwing up the tables, he got upset. When people slapped him, Jesus said, now if I did something to you, I can understand you slapping me. So we got to learn, and I want y'all to understand, your dreams coming true and following God's plan, it ain't no easy walk. It is no easy walk. It is no easy walk. You're right. Sometimes we're taking tests, and I got frustrated with a class because I'm trying to remember how to do references and intake citations and all this stuff. And I got frustrated because I don't know how to do that. But it's on the test. Okay, but before the test, there come training and preparation. That's why you got to communicate. Some 5, some 2, some 1. But he wanted them to go and trade with others. You got to make this stuff happen. Nobody in the Bible was better than us, y'all. But you got to build yourself. The Bible even tells us, build up your
on your most holy faith.
On your most holy faith. You got to do that. It's a building process. It don't just happen. Someone asked me yesterday, and from reading my book, well, Pastor Judy, if victory is not easy, does that mean is victory supposed to come to you easy? No. Nothing comes easy. No victory don't come easy. And when you're birthing something, it's going to be hard. Look at a woman having a baby. Those labor pains are hard. Those contractions hurt. That's for real. Those pains are crazy. All right. Oh, man. The third lesson from the life of Joseph. The third point from the life of Joseph is that sometimes generational curses are at work in your life. That's another point from Joseph. I found this out of my study. This was good. Let me explain it to you like this. Joseph's brother tried to get rid of him because they felt that they would secure their share of the inheritance, right? Their schemes and lies are quite similar to what their father Jacob did. Back when Jacob was a young man, he and his mother schemed so that he would get the blessings which belonged to his brother Esau. And just like that, the same behavior presented itself in his sons. Joseph fell victim to a generational curse of deception. But it's a good thing that God is merciful. You understand that? Their daddy did the exact same thing. The exact same thing that the 10 brothers did to Joseph. The exact same thing. Sometimes, y'all, you go through generational curses as you are walking, following God's plan for your dream to come true. There are some things in your life that is inherited from your family, and it's good and bad. It is it is up to you to determine if those curses stop with you or do you continue them. You're following the path of God. His mercy and his grace is sufficient to leave you out of that. Point number 4, in hard time, always watch for how God shows up. In hard times, always watch for how God shows up. How do you know if it's a generation of curse, and how do you stop it? If you see it in your family, and you see that it's always happening within your family, or you see that, look at even alcohol. If your family have a where alcohol run rampant, you got your granddaddy, your daddy, your uncles, your aunties, your cousin, your nieces. You know that is a family, a generational habit in that family. You know that is part of the family. You look at the men and women in your family. If they're not working, if they're always making excuses why they're not working, they can't do it. It's a generational thing. It's a family thing. So how do you stop it? You ask God to help you not get caught up in that. Number 1, you don't drink. You do everything you can not to do that. Then you ask God to help you. Then if it's not going to work, and I'm just using these things. If it's not going to work, you go to work and you hold on to a job and you get with people who can help you out of that. Our ultimate help is in the Lord. That's our ultimate help, to help us from generational curses. Pastor?
Yeah, just because it's your history, it don't mean it have to be your future. We have faith in God. We have faith in Jesus Christ. And we know that he's able to save and deliver us from everything. So just because that was the pattern of my predecessors, it don't mean that I have to repeat that pattern. In that we are changed, we are saved, we are born again. The Bible says we have become a new creation, a new creature. So therefore you can start a whole new set of habits, a whole new set of lifestyle. You don't have to repeat even yet the bad habits of your past. And even as we see that, even with Joseph, he started a whole new different pattern of life, a pattern of authority and of greatness. So therefore, in the same sense, you don't have to repeat old habits. God is there's a song back in the day that he's a habit breaker. So he's able to break those habits, break those curses. Only thing you have to do is submit it to him and give it to him, and don't live in fear of you repeating the habits of your past. They don't control you now. We are led by the Holy Spirit, for the Bible said they that are led by the Son of God, led by him, they are the sons of God. They are led by the Spirit. So therefore, change who's leading you and change your philosophy in life by adhering to the Word of God.
Bishop Shepherd used to say, some people say, I'm born like that. And he said, that's why we need to be born again. We choose what we allow to become a part of our life. We have that choice. There's a lot of things that's going on in my family I don't do. I choose not to do it. Okay, and so we have to, what the scripture say, I put before you this day life or death. We have to choose what way we're going to go. And I believe, Stephanie, and as Pastor just said, we don't have to go that way. Even though it's in our family, if it doesn't do us any good, We don't have to choose to be a part. You can stop it right now. You hear so many people say, diabetes running my family, but I stopped it.
Yeah, ran it
I ran it out of my family. And so there are some things you just don't allow to become a part of you. Okay, and so that helped the generation of curses. In hard times, as I said, always watch for how God shows up. Joseph ended up in Egypt because of unfortunate family issues, but God never left him alone in the countries of strangers. Okay, the Lord was with Joseph. He prospered. He lived in the house of the Egyptian master. And when his master saw that the Lord was with him and that the Lord gave him success in everything he did, Joseph found favor in his eyes and became his attendant. The Bible says every place Joseph went, God gave him favor because he was able to handle something and keep your dream before you. Keep your dream before you. Don't give up on your dream. It doesn't matter how long it takes, but always work on your dream. Always work on it. And don't stop because it's slow. This right here, I think they said it was 23 years before what God showed Joseph came to pass. 23 years. Okay, but it came to pass. It came to pass. It came to pass. It came to pass. God did this. And that's what he want to do for you. But he just wants you to follow his path. I ain't gonna have time to finish this, but I just wanted to give you this. Okay? Joseph was in charge, and he did not concern himself with anything except the food he ate. God always shows up. When God gives you a dream, there's that things that you have to follow. When there's a calling on your life, hear this. I want you to catch this. When there's a calling on your life, God is not in the business of allowing you to flounder. God is not in the business of allowing you to fall. He's always there, orchestrating the pieces together, guiding how he put things together. Lesson number 5. Point number 5, integrity and obedience beat lies all the time. Integrity and obedience beat lies all the time. One of the most important life principles from the life of Joseph that he had integrity. He didn't allow Potiphar's wife to fool him. He didn't allow the money to make him greedy. None of those things. He was there. He tried to avoid Potiphar's wife. He tried to. Never be tempted to cut corners or use shady makeup. God has your back. There's no need to be dishonored to dishonor him. His plans for you are sure and perfect. God does not lie, nor does he default on his promises. God is going to bring that dream to pass as long as you follow him. And as Steve Harvey said, dream. Use your imagination. You don't have to be modest. Use your imagination. Make this thing big. Believe in what God has given to you. Why not? Why not? And don't allow anyone to dampen your dream. But hear me, you got to work it. You have to work it. You don't sit home and think what God has given to you is going to work. No. Even with this book, I got so many people helping me, but if I didn't do it, there would be no need for them to help me. You got work to do. You got to make it happen. And you got to dream, and you got to dream, and you got to share it. You got to build it. You got to work this thing. But your dream will come true. You don't just sit home and do nothing. Okay? You got to work this thing. You got to make it happen. You have to make this thing happen. I got some more lessons from Joseph, but I wanna, and let me, and God really knows your readiness for your dream to come to fruition. He knows when. There's sometimes it stopped because you ain't doing enough to do it. Sometimes the growth of your dream or the birthing of your dream don't happen because you ain't doing it. And you should always be looking. Look at your life. Is this really dream? Is this really what I want? Can I have more than where I am right now? You got to look at it and be honest with yourself. Don't get out there talking about, boy, this is really doing good. It's not doing good. But you got to really look at yourself. Okay? You got to look at yourself. And as Pastor stated earlier, God chose Joseph for this right here. Because he knows everything. He knows what's in our heart. And sometimes our heart ain't ready.
That's right.
Sometimes our heart is not ready, Pastor. Sometimes we think we're ready, and God said, no, you got an evil heart. Joseph's brothers had an evil heart. Their heart was evil. Before they tried to kill him, they slaughtered an entire town after their sister was raped. Forgiveness just was not a thing for them. Forgiveness was not a thing for them. Okay? Judah tried to rob his daughter-in-law of her right to have children. But Joseph had a heart for God. He was humble and obedient. He was willing to follow God's lead. He was willing to forgive. Joseph was truly a genuine soul. We cannot fool God. He would not trust us with things that, listen to this, y'all write this down. God would not trust us with things. God would not trust us with things that he knows our character cannot carry.
That's right.
God would not trust us with things that he knows our character cannot handle. All right. So I'm gonna get ready to end this, but they're just and pay attention to others on your faith journey. When you're going into your dream, pay attention to others. Okay, Joseph was in prison, but he helped the cupbearer and the baker with their dream. Hear me. Joseph was in prison, but he helped the cupbearer and the baker with their dreams. So as you're on your way to your dream, you may have to stop along the way and help somebody else with their dream. God knows that's what all these girls did with me. God knows that. Dot D, Reggie Washington with Fluke, man, he had some good food. You know, Vaughn Wilson with the music, Kaylin and Scylla, Nanette, Carolyn, Khalil, everybody. You know, my husband, this is what it was. On their way, Joseph Way, he stopped and helped others with their dream. You got to help other people. Got to help other people.
Yeah, if you are, I guess we can put it this way: if you are a birther, you're gonna cause a birth to happen in everybody.
Oh yes.
You know, so if you are a life giver,
yes,
you're gonna cause life to happen to some everybody. And one thing I thought about is that even after Jacob and the family, they all came to Joseph, and Joseph released the meal, and he blessed all of them mightily and wonderfully, and they realized who he was. You know, Joseph didn't go back and stay with them. He stayed in Egypt. He stayed in the position of authority that he was in because he was a blesser. The Lord blessed him to be able to store up abundance so that he can now distribute that abundance. So everything that God gives you really is not always all about you.
Right.
And the issue is that he went to his brothers for validation, and then they couldn't validate him. He went to his parents for validation. They didn't validate him. But he found someone that did not know him, who was Pharaoh, that validated him because he saw the potential that was in him. So therefore, he allowed him to be in that place of leadership and of rulership, because when you think about it, if I promote you, it's not going to ever harm me, but it's always going to be a blessing to me. Joseph became such a great blessing for Egypt, as well as for Pharaoh, because he only made them look great and only made them look good. But at the same time, it put him in a place that he can be a blessing to so many others.
Yeah.
So therefore, God blesses you for you to be able to bless somebody else.
And Stephanie, I like your question. She says, sometimes I get confused with what to do for people and when to walk away, what to do about that. Stephanie, feel it in your gut. There will be some people who will just use you just to use you. There will be some people who ain't in it for the good at all. Even Jesus himself let some people go because they just wanted to use them. They just wanted to use them. But he had to let them go. The same thing with us. Can I help you? We're not going to be able to help every single person. If you got $50 and you give them 10 and then they come back again for 10, they come back again for 10. After a while, you ain't going to have nothing for you. They could get 1 10, but don't keep giving them all your 10s. Now, some people are not going to agree with me with that, but you got to take care of yourself. Watch out for the users. Watch out for them. Y'all, my time is just about up. But Stephanie, I love the questions that you ask. And y'all can ask questions. Yeah, ask questions. Make comment. Do all that on here. Okay? Joseph, at the end, God took Joseph through all of that, and his dream came true. The dream came true. Use wisdom, as Deacon Smith said, use wisdom. Honey, use wisdom. They'll keep coming. They'll keep coming. They don't tell them you get money. Don't tell everybody, honey, because you'll see cousin you didn't even know you had. I'm your mama's first cousin. My mama ain't never mentioned your name. Where you come from? No, use wisdom. Be careful. Be careful. All right. I want to thank you all so very much, man. The show was good. I got to go, but the show was real good. I want to thank you. Pastor, thank you. Y'all, this was good. I tell you what, I may just do a Facebook Live one day and just let's talk about it because I want your dream to come true. Again, to everybody who supported me, I want to say thank you. Thank you. You still can get your book. You can order your book online. You can go to my website, www.showupforyou.com. You can order the book now, and they will bring it. It will be, if you order it on my web, they're setting up the Amazon, but if you order it on my website, you get a signed copy. You order it from Amazon, you do not, and I can sign it when I see it. But go ahead and get the book. Again, I want to thank you all. Join me every Tuesday for Bible study, every Thursday for Bible study. Tonight, Dr. Mandrell, you teaching me that. So on Tuesday night, Dr. Mandrell, y'all join me every Sunday at 11. And let me tell you something. Y'all, we're gonna have some church Sunday. We just gonna give God a good praise. All right, I got to go, but I do want to do this right quickly. Father, bless, please, our brothers and sisters where Milton is headed. We speak to Milton, and God, we say to Milton, peace be still. Bless those people. God, we believe you can turn that storm, not to go towards anybody else, but let it go back into the sea, where without disturbance of anybody's home, anybody's life. We are believing you for a right now miracle. And we believe you. We've seen you do it before. We want to see you do it again. Y'all be blessed. And remember this, you follow God plan, you follow God blueprint, your dream gonna come true. And it is perfectly okay to dream big, dream real big, dream, and it is okay to do that. That, my brothers and sisters, is real talk.
Real talk with Judy. Real talk with Judy on the radio. Real talk with Judy. Real talk with Judy on the radio.